get the chest. Yeah. But have I ever told you the story of how I got a nail in my hand? I don't think I have.
I guess you were hammering and you slipped.
No, it was...
I guess.
It was when I was over at my friend's house. So me and my friend were going like across the street and across like through these people's yard to where the fuck am I going? Oh, to get to play basketball. And we were crossing over this driveway, and unbeknownst to us, it had just been redone, right? And they didn't really clean, like, I don't know. It had just been redone, right? And we're walking across this driveway, right? And it's a driveway, but there's no, like, it's just like dirt. It's like a dirt all the way up to the driveway. Right? And we're going across there, and for some reason we decide to, like, jump from the driveway onto, like, the ground below. It's not very steep, but it's just, like, dirt. So we both jump. Yeah. We both jump, right? And we at the same time we jump. And I think he pushes me in the back a little bit. And we both, like, slip and fall. Right? And when we hit the ground, because it had just, I think it's a little muddy. It had just rained the day before. But it's, like, dry, like, dry-ish. But it's still, like, mud. So we slip on, like, the mud, right? And I put down my hands to, like, brace myself. As, like, that natural human reaction to, like, brace yourself, right?
It just fucking happens, yeah.
Right? And... oh, I'm going the wrong way now. And... I lift up my hands, I go to, like, stand up, and I, like, lift my hands up first, and I'm like, why is my hand, like, kind of fucking numb? And there's, like, a little patch of dirt right in the center of, like, my palm. And I wipe it away, and there's just a fucking nail embedded in my hand. And I start freaking the fuck out. Because I'm like, and I'm like maybe 10 years, like, I'm like,
oh yeah.
I'm like in 5th grade, right? So I'm like young, and I start freaking the fuck out. My friend, like, doesn't know what to do. He's trying to calm me down a little bit, but I'm freaking the...
I'm a fucking idiot.
I'm freaking the fuck out. And this jogger comes by, and she's like, oh, do you need to, like, what happened? You know, yada, 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 whatever. She's, like, a very nice woman. We get back to, like, my friend's house, right? And we're, like...
Is the nail still in at this point? Is it still there?
Yes, yeah, it's still in there. So, because they're telling us not to pull it out. It's like, don't pull it out, don't pull it out.
Yeah, you're meant to, like, keep shit in.
Yeah, and we're, like... And my friend's dad, who's a funny motherfucker, he drives us to the nearest hospital, which is not too far. And I'm like, screaming and bitching, moaning, like, trying not to curse because I'm not with my family. I'm, you know, trying to be nice and whatever. Because it's not like. And my friend, and I think I let, like, an F-bomb slip or something. And he's like, usually I don't.
Acceptable.
Yeah, that's what he says. And basically, he's like, you know, usually I don't, like, condone cursing, but in this situation, let him rip. And I just start going, fuck, bitch, motherfucker, cocksucker, motherfuck. And I'm like, and I'm just like, we finally get to the hospital, you know, we get, you know, they wheel me into the X-ray to see, like, you know, where it is and everything, so, like, we can pull it out and whatnot. And we get in the X-ray, and my mom shows up eventually. She's an X-ray tech, so, like, my parents are both in, like, not doctors, but they're, like, in the health industry.
In the hospital type.
Yeah. My dad is, like, he owns 2 fitness centers. My mom is an X-ray technician. So they know like what's kind of, you know, gonna happen.
Yeah, more than the average fucking person. Yeah, sure.
So my mom shows up to the hospital. I think she's worked there at one point. And, you know, the doctor comes in to, like, tell us, like, the findings and whatnot. He's like, you are a lucky lucky kid, bro. I don't know how he said it, but he's like, you are very, very lucky. Because the nail was at an exact 90-degree angle. It was bent at a 90-degree angle in my hand. So the metal itself was at a 90-degree angle, right? And he's like, you are lucky, because it missed the bone and tendon by a fraction of a fucking inch.
God damn.
Because if it hadn't, I would not be. They would have to like, do surgery and whatnot, and like, you know, they'd have to fucking, you know, I don't think I would be able to like use my hand as well as I'm able to now, right?
Close call, man. Close call.
Yeah, and so like, you know, they numb my hand, and I'm freaking out. I'm like, I don't want it to, you know, they're like, you gotta take it out. You know, and I'm freaking out. And they eventually get it out, and, you know, they're like, hey, you know, we got to do this IV, because there's, like, small particles in your hand. This IV will, like, help, you know, push it out. You know, and if they don't come out, we'll have to do surgery, and, you know, whatever. So they give me an IV drip, they give me a, you know, the tetanus shot and whatnot, and, you know, they give me a splint, and they wrap the splint, and they send me on my merry way. And my friend's dad, his dad, mom, and him come over, and they give me, like, a bunch of presents or whatever, and, like, you know, I guess they, like, felt bad because it happened on, like, their watch or whatnot. And his dad is like, again, he's a funny motherfucker, and he's like comparing me to Jesus like the entire time he's over my house. He's like, you know, you're exactly like Jesus. You're exactly like, yeah, that's what he said. He's like, you got a stigmata, like, you know, you're exactly like Jesus. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. But yeah, that's the story about like how I got a nail in my hand. And how I never went to play basketball over there again.
yeah, no, that'd fucking put you off. I get that.
Yeah, but he's like, he was still one of my best friends for like all of grade school and like everything. So I wasn't like mad at him because it wasn't his fault. But like when we came back to remember it, he was kind of like, dude, I think I like kind of hit you. I kind of like pushed you a little bit.
Yeah, but it's just kids being fucking kids.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I don't, you know, I don't hate him. I don't hate him at all for it. You know, it's not his fault. You know.
This is the gayest shit I've heard all.
I mean, you must not fucking frequent